Hello, Internet. What a wild world we live in. Apparently, it happened again. It happened again, folks. This time, fortunately, Donald Trump was not shot in the face. I'm saying the ear is part of the face. He wasn't shot in the head this time, so that's good. But apparently, we have a second assassination attempt on our hands. So there's that to talk about. I had a whole bunch of other stuff pulled up that I wanted to talk about, but I doubt I'm going to be able to get into any of it, especially California stuff. And it is certainly fall, isn't it? It is changed over here. It's getting darker earlier. It's kind of cold today, actually. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Sunday evening. Should be going better now that Trump is still alive and all that stuff. We have a ton of crap to get into. And I hope you guys are ready because I have a ton of stuff pulled up. We know things about the shooter. How it was originally reported was interesting. How some people reacted to the initial reportings was interesting. And yeah, whole bunch of interesting things. We live in very interesting times, to say the least. So, welcome to CaliBased, the show that makes Californians uncomfortable for a plethora of reasons, one of which is Donald Trump. If you say anything about Donald Trump in the positive around here in California, you will get hit with a bunch of nasty looks. You will be ostracized from society, but that seems to be changing out here. More people are poking up their heads and saying, you know what? I don't care what you think anymore. I don't care if you hate me. I support Donald Trump because you guys are psychotic and look what you've done to our state. And we don't want that for the rest of the country. So that appears to be what's happening. Things are changing. The tide is turning. And I think that might be why they are trying to take out Trump. They, them. I mean, people hear that there's been a second assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life. And many people automatically sort of assume, well, yeah, they're trying to take out Trump. And it's not even really looked at as that much of a conspiracy anymore. They tried to impeach him. They tried to go after him with lawfare and put him in prison. They tried to smear him with the Russiagate scandal stuff off the bat. So they tried to get him out of office. They tried to keep him off the ballots. They tried to keep him from running again. They tried to lock him up. None of it's worked. Then it would appear they tried to assassinate him. Somebody did. His name was Thomas Crooks, and we don't know too much about him because he doesn't, he's a kid that just doesn't have social media, which, I mean, that's totally normal, right? And the FBI cremated his body before anybody knew about it, and we don't really know anything about him. I mean, it was originally reported he's a registered Republican. That's what everybody said, because Republicans are trying to take out Donald Trump. First shot, nice to see you. Wally World, nice to see you. If you guys are watching, come hang out in the chat. Give the show a like, a thumbs up, retweet, all that stuff. I don't make any money off this show. I do it for fun. I enjoy this stuff. If you guys have noticed, I broke out my You Missed Fuckers shirt. And I already got my second strike on YouTube. So that channel will probably get nuked pretty soon. So come watch over on Rumble. Come watch over on X. Come hang out. Say hi in the chat. Helps boost my self-esteem. Let me know that I'm actually doing something worthwhile over here. Appreciate it. Let me get my phone out of here. I didn't put it on Do Not Disturb, so hopefully I don't get any stupid phone calls in the middle of my show. Well, we've got a whole bunch of stuff to get into. You like the shirt First Shot? You can get one. You can call, and my friend made this for me over at a local shop here in Felton. It's called SCM Clothing, Santa Cruz Mountain Clothing, and she's great. Give her a call if you want. Just Google SCM Clothing. It'll pop up over in Felton, and you'll see it. It's on Highway 9. They do all sorts of stuff over there. She has a shop turtle. Isn't that cool? I'm sorry, a shop tortoise. And his name is Tony the tortoise, and he's awesome. And he likes he likes it when you scratch his butt. He does. I'm not even kidding. I didn't even know tortoises could feel through the shell, but apparently they can. Anyway. All right, let's talk about a whole bunch of Donald Trump stuff, shall we? I've got a bunch of stuff pulled up, and yeah, we're going to get right into it. Unless you guys, Wally, I don't know why Scarlett doesn't come say hi anymore. I guess she's just sick of the show. I mean, do you want to come say hi or not? Wally's here. All right, she's just looking at me all weird. All right, no Scarlett tonight, you guys. CC Pino, what's up, man? Nice to see you. All right, let's freaking Donna Nana. Sorry, I butchered that. I can't click on links when I'm in the show. Oh, is that the the alleged assassins Twitter account. I'll check it out. DM it to me. I can open it in my DMs. So yeah, Miss Donna Nana, please DM that to me. Screenshots of the alleged shooter's ex. Okay. All right. Well, that'll be interesting. Apparently, Facebook already took down his account. Scarlett doesn't love me anymore. She doesn't love me either, Wally. Don't worry about it. Don't take it personal. CCPino, good to see you as well. It's always good to see returning followers of the show. It's nice. It's nice that there's actually a tiny little group of people over here that hangs out in the chat and likes to watch along with what we're doing here. All right, let's get right into it, shall we? Scarlett's over there drinking water. She waits till the show starts to do that. She doesn't drink water all day, and then she waits for the show to start. All right, let's get in the right screen here. All right, there we go. Let's present some things. Let's see how this originally started. Oh, there she is. She wants to go look out the window. So there she is. There she is, Wally. You can say hi to her. Okay, let's see. Let's go to this one. No, there we go. Meredith. Let's go over to Meredith McGraw over here on the X platform. Let's see. Dawn and Anna, thank you. I will pull that up. I'll pull that up at the end of this block that we're doing here. Let's see. All right, what do we got? So this is how we're going to go through the timeline. We're going to go. All right, now Scarlett wants to say hi. All right, you want to say hi? Okay. All right, say hi to Wally. There you go. Okay, can I have a high five? Can I have a high five? Okay, good girl. All right. Okay, you're the star of the show. I know. That's what everybody's here for. Okay, can you go lay down? Go lay down, please. All right, thank you. All right, folks. So we're going to go through the timeline of events on how this came out and how things were reported. And we'll get to, where we're at when the show started. I'm sure there's more breaking news on Mr. What's his face? I can't remember his name now. Let's see. I apologize. Mr. Ryan Wesley Routh. We'll get into that. So this is from Meredith McGraw. It says, breaking. Shots fired at Trump National Golf Club in West Palm Beach. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen over here. Looks like I am. All right. Go back to this. So President Trump is safe following gunshots in his vicinity. No further details at this time, per Stephen Chung, Trump campaign communications director. Okay. So it doesn't seem like they were reporting it in a nefarious way. That was from his campaign director. Shots in the vicinity of Donald Trump. And then Colin Rugg says the same thing. Let's see. Switch over to Colin Rugg. Just in, gunshots have been fired in the vicinity of Donald Trump, according to his campaign, who says he is safe. President Trump is safe following the gunshots in the vicinity. No further details at this time, said Stephen Chung, Trump campaign communications. Trump was golfing when multiple shots rang out at the Trump National Golf Club in West Palm Beach, according to Politico. Multiple shots fired at Trump National Golf Club in West Palm Beach, where the former president is golfing today, reported Meredith McGraw. That's who we just heard from. Oh, she's with Politico? I didn't even know she was with Politico. Check that out. Oh, okay. I should follow her. All right. Sorry, folks. I'm easily distracted. There we go. All right. My internet is running extra slow tonight because I have an old computer that I probably haven't restarted in like a month. It's just been on standby, and I open it when I feel like it. All right. Let's go to BNO News Live, and they say pretty much the same thing. They say, breaking, 2 people exchanged gunfire outside of Trump golf course in Florida. Former President Trump was not in danger, sources say. That's the New York Post. So 2 people exchanged gunfire. So that is interesting because apparently Secret Service did return gunfire, but that means that the suspect actually got off some shots, whether he got off shots at Donald Trump or if he aimed at Secret Service and fired on them is still yet to be known. If you guys have any more information on that, if the shooter did indeed get off a shot, and where was his muzzle aimed when he got off said shot, because it appears there was a firefight of sorts, a small exchange of gunfire. He got in his car and he fled when after the gunfire exchange. Okay. So let's go over to Kamala Harris. What does Vice President Harris have to say about it? What does Kamala Harris have to say about her running her number one opponent, or her only opponent, running against her in the presidential race, having an assassination attempt against him for the second time? What does she have to say about it? Well, she says, I have been briefed on reports of gunshots fired near former President Trump and his property in Florida. I am glad he is safe. Violence has no place in America. Okay. Violence does have a place, folks. I'm sorry, it does. When you are being threatened with violence, violence sometimes has a place. So she's wrong there. And that's why she wants to take your guns, even though she said she didn't in the debate. We'll talk about that in a little bit too. But violence does sometimes have a place in America. Just saying. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying that sometimes it has a place in America. So she's wrong again. Fact check wrong, unlike ABC News that didn't, fact check her during the debates, but definitely fact checked Donald Trump plenty of time during the debates, which again, we'll get into later. So then you've got your typical online internet propagandists, like the tiny little toddler-sized twins that we talk about all the time. And something funny happened with them, but this is Alex Cole. If you guys are familiar with Alex Cole, if you go to his page, every single post he makes is about Donald Trump. And I mean, even people that are just, nuts about Donald Trump, like people around here, they don't only post about Donald Trump. They have other things going on in their lives. But no, not Alex Cole. That's all he posts about. Donald Trump, JD Vance, or anybody that is slightly to the right of Bernie Sanders. He will go after them all day long. That's all he does. Why? Because he's a paid propagandist. They're easy to spot. They're all the same thing. They do the exact same nonsense. But what does he say? Gunshots in the vicinity, he puts in quotation marks. He's got 3 laughing emojis. It's Florida. Hearing gunshots there is like birds chirping. Okay, Alex. Still time to delete this if you want, but it wasn't birds chirping. And I don't know. I've never been to Florida, but is West Palm Beach somewhere that you typically hear gunshots? I feel like it's not, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. Okay. So this happened. So Marjorie Taylor Greene comes out and says, President Trump is safe and sound after another assassination attempt. Thank God. They're trying to kill him. They will do anything to stop him from winning. This is what I'm talking about when I say that if people hear that there was another assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life, everybody's kind of just like, yeah, they're trying to take him out, even though this was, just some private citizen. Well, private citizen. We'll get into who he was a little bit later, but you've got the Thomas Crooks kid who seems a little MK Ultra-y to me, but I'm a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist. But then you got this guy, and everybody assumes that it's them, not they, them, but they, the royal they. Now they got the stupid pronoun stuff that's even messing up my conspiracy theories. But they, them, the intelligence apparatus, the deep state, if you will, seems to be trying to take out Donald Trump in a different way now. Like they tried with getting him off the ballots. They tried with lawfare. Now it seems that they're trying in a different direction with an assassination attempt. So Marjorie Taylor Greene jumped to that conclusion, which I can't blame her. Well, short little Ed Krasenstein comes out and says, MAGA is now claiming that there was another assassination attempt on Trump. Fact is, Trump was never in any danger after 2 people exchanged gunfire outside his Florida golf course. They just keep pushing more lies. So, okay. So he immediately does exactly what he's claiming she's doing. He comes out before any information's out, and it looks like, even the FBI is calling this an assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life. Well, I screenshotted this because Ed deleted it. Ed deleted this because so I put the screenshot in. Did I pull it up? Good. Okay, here. Let me actually, was I even sharing that with you guys? No, I wasn't, was I? Okay, yeah, I was. All right. So then I've got, let's do a story in 4 parts. So here's this picture. Okay. So that's what I just showed right now. And then he deletes that post where he calls out Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let me read it again. Let me read Ed's post again really quick here. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, President Trump is safe and sound after another assassination attempt. Thank God they are trying to kill him. They will do anything to stop him from winning. And then Ed says, MAGA is now claiming that there was another assassination attempt on Trump. Yeah, because there was. Fact is, Trump was never in any danger after 2 people exchanged gunfire outside of his Florida golf course. Yeah, the shooter, the attempted assassin, and Secret Service. They just keep pushing more and more lies. Okay? So then he deletes that because more information came out right after he posted it. And he says, any assassination attempt on any president is horrific and shameful, whether you like the president or not, period. Now, when he posted this, Ed was following me. I was following him. I call him out quite frequently, and I did that here. And I just said, why'd you delete this, Ed? And I just took a screenshot of his post that he deleted, put it up there, and wow, Ed blocked me. Ed blocked me and then hid this reply. Go figure. So all I did was say, hey, Ed, why'd you delete this? Why did you delete this post? And then there it is. Ed Krasenstein blocked you. He used to follow me, but whatever. I don't care that he blocked me. It's that he blocked me for not like calling him. I've called him all sorts of names. I always make fun of him for being short. I know he sees my stuff. He follows me. So he blocked me for calling out his blatant lies, his blatant propaganda. So like Alex Cole, the other paid propagandist, it's just like the corporate press. The corporate press, the ABC, the debates where they fact check Donald Trump in real time, and then they don't. And Kamala Harris tells 3 lies in a row. She says officers died on January 6th. And then she says Trump says it's going to be a bloodbath if he doesn't get elected, even though everybody knows he was talking about the auto industry. And then she parrots the very fine people hoax. This is like 3 points that she made in a row, and ABC doesn't fact check her at all. Well, they were fact checking Donald Trump the entire time. And it was fact checking him on stuff that wasn't even necessarily true. And well, we found out from Kyle Becker, which I'll get to in a bit, that was arranged. That was arranged by the Kamala campaign. Apparently, according to Kyle Becker, Kamala's campaign made a deal with ABC News that in order for her to do the debate, they had to fact check Donald Trump in real time. They're all in bed together. The whole the intelligence agency apparatus, the corporate press, most of the Silicon Valley big tech companies, other than X, they're all in bed with one another. And Twitter files proved that. And more information keeps coming out. Mark Zuckerberg went on Joe Rogan and even said, yeah, the FBI kind of told us that the Hunter Biden laptop story is going to be misinformation when it comes out. So you might want to censor that. You couldn't even direct message it to each other. Your account would get suspended. I mean, the whole thing's crazy. So on top of that, then you've got all these paid propagandists on the internet trying to spread freaking lies. And that's what the Krasensteins do. The short little turd twins, that is exactly what they do. All they do is try to spread propaganda on the internet. And yeah, that's how they roll. That's just how they roll. Let me check the chat here really quick. So yeah, they're the absolute worst. Hallucinate, nice to see you. First shot, gunfight sounds somewhat dangerous. Yeah, I think so. I thought he was a danger to democracy and worse than Hitler, though. Well, there it is. I mean, the worse than Hitler thing. They call him worse than Hitler all the time. Time magazine came out with that article that showed Trump as Hitler, like illustrated as Hitler on the cover. Well, there's always it's like the trolley problem. The trolley problem. You guys know the trolley problem, right? Where they got like 5 people laying down on a trolley, then 1 person laying down on a trolley, and you have the controls of the switch. So do you want the trolley to run over 1 innocent person or 5 innocent people? The same question is always posed with Hitler. If you had the ability to go back in time when Hitler was a baby in his crib, would you kill him? That's the question that's always posed. I am not promoting violence here, YouTube or anybody, especially against somebody that's been dead for 50 years or whatever, 70 years. So CC Pino no longer Silicon Valley. Yes. Texas company. Yes. Point taken. Yes, indeed. So if you call Donald Trump Hitler, if you compare him to Hitler and you say that he's, going to lock people up and have some sort of genocidal rampage on America, you're going to have all these completely deranged people that start wanting to take matters into their own hands. And I mean, it sort of looks like that's what's happening, doesn't it? Yeah. Donna. All right. Taking off. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sending that to me. I appreciate it. All right. Let's keep going here. So, all right. Krasenstein's, they're lame. Ed blocked me for calling him out on telling lies. Let's keep going here. So you've got somebody that desperately wants his job back at CNN, Brian Stelter. So this lives a TikTok taking a screenshot of Brian Stelter, the little potato man, little bald potato man. Breaking CNN from Kristen H. I don't know who this is at CNN and John Miller at CNN. Officials believe the shots fired at Trump International Golf Club were intended for former President Trump, according to sources familiar with the matter. Okay, so it looks like he did get shots off and they were aimed at Donald Trump, according to this. So I'll read that again. Officials believe the shots fired at Trump International Golf Club were intended for former President Trump, according to sources familiar with the matter. Okay, there it is. So, okay. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah. I didn't even get time to talk about this. The big story of the day before this, I totally forgot. Like, that's how fast our news cycle goes. The big thing was that Trump tweeted out, "I hate Taylor Swift," in all capitals. So I don't know. And I was sending the left into a frenzy today before this happened. But yeah, that's not really big news anymore. They'll probably memory hole the whole second assassination attempt like they did with the first, and that will be the big story again, that Trump hates Taylor Swift. Why would he even say that? It's kind of funny, but like, why, dude? Why do you say that? Anyway, let's keep going here. So from Donald Trump Jr. says, again, folks, shot fired at Trump golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida. An AK-47 was discovered in the bushes. Per local law enforcement, the Trump campaign has released a statement confirming the former president Trump is safe. A suspect has reportedly been apprehended. And it was reported that he had a plate carrier, a bulletproof vest with ceramic inserts, probably like level 4 plates, most likely, was hung on the fence, whatever that means. Apparently his muzzle was put through the fence and rested on the chain link fence, which, I mean, doesn't sound like the greatest way to get a shot off to me. And apparently he was up to like 500 yards out, but it was an AK with a scope. Some are reporting it was an SKS. It was an AK style rifle, which, yes, could be a SKS. Maybe it was something set up for more longer range, but probably chambered in 7.62. So yeah, that's what we know about the weapon so far. All right, let's keep going here. I'm actually getting through this faster than I thought I would. So this from Roz Alerts. This is just a picture. Law enforcement, they got into pursuit with the suspect, and this photo shows the suspect's car being stopped by law enforcement with a person in custody after a shooting incident at Trump's Florida Golf Club. The suspect was released on I-95 in Martin County, Florida, according to... I'm sorry, did I say released? The suspect was arrested on I-95 in Martin County, Florida, according to the sheriff's office. Okay, let's keep going here. Yeah, I'm getting through this a lot faster than I thought I would. Maybe I will have time to get into some other stuff. Let's see. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to go over and check the chat here. CC Pino, Donald Trumpism. First shot, I also hate Taylor Swift. CC Pino, speaking of Nazi, San Francisco is also like Berlin in the 30s. All right, let's keep going here. Is it? Like before? I feel like you're almost making a reference to that freaking what's his name? The guy that was just on Tucker's podcast, the dude that is he's got the Martyr Made podcast. Crap, what's his name? Cooper. Daryl Cooper? Is that it? Yeah, anyway. All right, let's keep going here. Okay, so this is breaking from MSNBC. The FBI released a statement. The FBI has responded to the West Palm Beach, Florida. The FBI has responded to West Palm Beach, Florida, and is investigating what appears to be an attempted assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump.
Alex, the FBI has just issued a new statement where it says it's responding to what it calls an attempted assassination of former President Trump. And that's obviously deeply significant because we have not been calling this an assassination attempt until now.
Apologies.
Because of certain information that we lack right now. The FBI obviously believes that it was, that they offer no further details in that statement. And we're trying to get in touch with them right now to understand why they are calling this an attempted assassination against former President Trump. But that's what they're saying. And they have, this person is in custody and the FBI is responding. And so that's obviously a very significant moment in this story, an attempted assassination attempt of the former president, Alex.
Ken, let me ask you something. And if you're not able to answer this, I will go next to Frank Figliuzzi with the FBI, because this, again, is reporting.
Sorry, folks. My computer.
You're saying from the FBI investigating what appeared to be an attempted assassination of former President Trump. The words attempted assassination, how broadly might that be applied? Because we don't have any indication that a shot was fired at the former president. Could it include anybody who may have wished to do harm? Somebody who...
They really don't want to call this an assassination attempt. They want to memory hold this one too.
Wasn't able to get close enough to do harm, but somebody who clearly...
Like, think about if it was reversed. Think about if this was Kamala was golfing, exact same scenario. They would be freaking out. Assassin. They tried to take out Kamala. They would be jumping to all the conclusions that they possibly could. But since it's Donald Trump, they want to memory hold this and they want to pretend like it was a big nothing burger.
Had something terrible with their intent. Could that be classified as an attempted assassination?
Well, Alex, it would go beyond a mere wish or even a threat. Obviously, there has to be some plotting involved. And here you have a man with an AR-style weapon, so in the vicinity of the president. So that we know. We know those facts. What we didn't know or don't know is whether this person fired any shots or attempted to fire any shots and the gun jammed. What other information the FBI has from, for example, mobile devices, text messaging, and then there's this report from the sheriff of another person arrested on the highway. So the FBI obviously knows a lot more than we do right now, and they're calling it an attempted assassination, which suggests obviously intent. So that's the picture. It isn't just someone who made a threat or who may have had an inclination. It's concrete steps that were taken, including, we know, a person with a gun in proximity to Mr. Trump, Alex.
Okay. So they want to memory hold this thing. You could tell they already want to, but let's keep going here. So let's go over to Juanita Broderick. She's got a quick 47-second clip. The Secret Service has learned their lesson. They did not attend the Butler press conference. They have arrived for this one, presser beginning. And I did listen to this whole thing. They didn't say a ton that we didn't already know, but we'll listen to this quick clip here.
All the time. We were notified of that, and we had units here that immediately sealed off the area. Fortunately, we were able to locate a witness that came to us and said, hey, I saw the guy running out of the bushes. He jumped into a black Nissan, and I took a picture of the vehicle and the tag, which was great. So We had that information. Our real-time crime center put it out to the license plate readers. And we were able to get a hit on that vehicle on I-95 as it was headed into Martin County. We got a hold of Martin County Sheriff's Office, alerted them, and they spotted the vehicle and pulled it over. And did all the time. We were notified of that, and we had units here.
All right, I think she's got one more clip here. Here's another. She's got a few clips. We'll watch them all. This one's only 13 seconds. Scarlett, you stop that nonsense. Unless she sees a dog out there. She might start barking, and I apologize. But this is a low-budget show, folks. Let's see. All right. Let's go to this quick clip. It's only, it was like 30 seconds.
First, to include the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office and the Martin County Sheriff's Office for their involvement today. Former President Donald Trump is safe and unharmed following a protective incident shortly before 2 p.m. on Sunday at Trump International Golf Club at West Palm Beach. The U.S. Secret Service personnel opened fire on a gunman located near the property line, and this matter is under investigation. I'll turn it over to my partners over at the FBI. First, to include the
All right, I think we got one more. All right, this one's a little longer, close to a minute, but we'll do this one as well.
My name is Jeffrey Veltri. I'm the special agent in charge of the FBI's Miami field office. The FBI has assumed the role as the lead federal law enforcement agency in the investigation.
Isn't the Miami field office the same ones that raided Mar-a-Lago? Or was that New York that came down? I don't know.
Of the incident that occurred earlier today at Trump International Golf Course here in West Palm Beach, Florida. We've deployed a number of resources, including investigative teams, crisis response team members, bomb technicians, and evidence response team members as well. What we need right now is for the public to avoid the area around the golf course. We will continue to support this investigation with the full resources of the FBI, alongside our partners with the United States Secret Service and the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office, as well as Martin County Sheriff's Office and state and local law enforcement. My name is Jeffrey Veltri.
All right. Yeah. The press conference they had didn't tell us a ton that we couldn't have gathered from other clips around the internet, but I figured we'd talk about it anyway. All right, let's keep going. Let's go over to Nick Sorter here on the X platform. And this is probably going to be a very similar clip to the one I just played. Let's check over with the chat really quick. First shot, what happens when the CIA allegedly is successful with a Trump assassination? Well, that is the question, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you asked me in my DMs if you think they're trying to start a civil war. I don't know. I don't know. They sure, with how the media and everybody else demonizes anybody that supports Donald Trump and how they control the narrative to get people to, I mean, yeah, just they only present one side of the story always. And anybody that digs any deeper gets labeled a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist, and they're definitely driving a wedge into society. So I don't know. Is that their ultimate goal? Well, the whole divide and conquer thing is certainly a tactic, isn't it? So first shot, they would try to throw all MAGA people in jail if it was against Harris. I mean, it seems like that is the direction all this is heading. I would like to say that is a long way off, but I mean, who knows at this point? I don't know. Shit's getting wild, but I don't think that's I don't even think that would happen. Kamala wins, that they'll just, I don't know. I don't know. We're definitely heading down a totalitarian road, but I don't think they would need to throw people in jail. They can blacklist people now, keep people from getting jobs, all that kind of shit. CC Pino, what do you think would happen if they succeeded in killing him? Yeah, same thing. I don't know. And they would either before the election, I mean, who runs in his place? It's so late in the game. If they succeeded, I mean, does JD Vance just step in? Do they install like a Nikki Haley type? I don't know. I don't know what would happen. I really don't. There would be a revolt for sure. And that's the chat over on Rumble. If you guys want to join that chat. Matty Bracco over on X. FBI ain't gonna tell us shit. No kidding. Ain't that the truth? All right, let's keep going here. So this is from Nick Sorter. FBI confirms they are investigating what appears to be an assassination attempt against President Trump. How did this happen again? He asks. Well, I mean, I would imagine this is going to keep happening.
Because there is a direct statute on point that says that if you try to kill a president, you violate that statute, and that puts the FBI in the lead.
And we do have a statement from the FBI's office, the National Press Operations Unit, saying, quote, the FBI has responded to West Palm Beach, Florida, and is investigating what appears to be an attempted assassination of former President Trump.
So, I mean, even the FBI is calling it an assassination attempt.
Because there is a direct statute on point.
Let's keep going here. So, this is the first picture I saw of the alleged assassin. And Terrible put this out. Says, can anyone confirm this is the suspected shooter? And this does appear to be the suspected shooter. This is probably when they pulled him out of his car, and he put his hands up to show that he doesn't have any weapons in his waistband, lifted his shirt. Let's keep going. That does appear to be the guy. What the heck just happened here? Okay, and Fox News is reporting that the suspect's name is Ryan Wesley Routh. Ryan Wesley Routh, spelled Routh. That is according to Fox News. That seems to be verified. That's what everybody is saying now. So this is the dude again. There's a picture of him, and then somebody put this picture up. This looks like a much younger version of him, if it is indeed him, but I'm not sure if it is. Now I will check my messages to see. Actually, I shouldn't do this. Probably shouldn't. Let me probably shouldn't do this on screen, but that's okay. Okay, here we go. All right, this is from Billboard Chris. Here's a screen recording of all the attempted assassin. With all the attempted assassin Ryan Routh's posts in case his account gets deleted. Okay, so this is his X account apparently. So let's watch this. Sorry, again, my computer is running insanely slow. Probably because I think I'm out of memory too. I have a really old banged up MacBook that I'm doing this from, you guys. So I apologize. When you guys want to send me a MacBook, please DM me. Yeah, wow. This is going insanely slow here. Sorry, folks. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning here. Okay, so Kamal Harris, you should visit the victims of the hospital, the Trump rally, and attend the funeral of the lineman that died. Trump certainly never would. Show the world what real leaders do. Okay, so this is just a bunch of, she's replying to Bruno Mars here. I can't read all of these. I'm not going to read all of these, but we'll just play it just in case. But his Twitter handle is just Ryan Routh, like one word. And it's Ryan Routh with an American flag, in case his account gets deleted. Here he is responding to Vivek Ramaswamy, a whole bunch of people. All his posts are about Ukraine, freaking Kamala, Trump, all that stuff. So we'll keep going here. Jeez, like all of his posts are about this. Oh, wow. This one got a bunch of freaking attention. Whoa, hold on. Let me go back a second here. I should go to his actual account. Yeah, this one here, he got ratioed to oblivion. This is PNH Haiti. I have thousands of Afghan soldiers that wish to serve for the Haiti National Police at cheap wages. 1,000 with passports ready to fly. And he puts a phone number, 1-808-464-8342. Holy shit. Aid in Ukraine, gmail.com. Please help me. And there's 741 comments on this. He gets ratioed to oblivion on this. That's kind of insane. What the hell? Yeah, so so this guy apparently was on the ground in Ukraine getting training, or I mean, what capacity he was participating, I'm not sure. I have a clip to play of him talking about it, but yeah, so that Haiti post that he put out got a lot of traction. 371,000 views, 382 reposts, but it only got 96 likes compared to 741 comments. So he got ratioed to oblivion on that. I'd be very curious to go to the comments and just see what they're saying on it, but let's keep going here. Yeah, all his posts are about this, about you. They're all about Ukraine. Yeah, like all of them. Pause again. Let's just go to a random post. Wait. Some dude says, how can I find out about this path when it's available? He says, text me on WhatsApp, puts the phone number again. Crazy. I am here in Taiwan and missed Ian, but I am trying to give Taiwan 50,000 Afghan soldiers to defend against China. These soldiers are hunted refugees looking for hope and purpose. Help me convince Taiwan. What the hell? He's claiming that he has like all these soldiers on standby. Like, this guy sounds like he's off his freaking rocker. It says, Department of Defense, thanks for your support in Ukraine at the U.S. Embassy, and I wanted to ask if you could help get thousands of Afghan soldiers to Taiwan that are refugees to help defend. I'm here in Taiwan pushing them to accept these great soldiers. What the hell? Okay, that's from 2023. This dude's off his rocker. More posts. More stuff about Taiwan. Yeah, what the hell is this guy's deal? And again, this is on Billboard Chris's page. If you go to him, you can see all this stuff pulled up. But you can go to Ryan. I think his account is still up on Twitter. Ryan Routh. Yeah, just at Ryan Routh. One word. That's it. Pretty easy to find. Okay, here's Kim.com. Here, I'm very curious to see what he says to Kim.com here. Damn it. Keep going too fast. Kim.com says over 14,000 civilians of Russian ethnicity in the Donbass were killed by U.S. trained Ukrainian forces. And the Pentagon Secretary of State openly boasts that they have armed and trained Ukrainians for 8 years. Who would have ever expected a Russian response? Ryan Rouse says, whoever Kim.com is, he is an idiot. Go back to sleep, you fool. I know that you are not in Ukraine and know nothing about anything. Come here and see for yourself or shut up. Okay. Right. Kim.com doesn't know anything. Okay. This dude's, all of his posts are about that. All about Ukraine and Taiwan. Very interesting. All right, let's keep going here because, it's quite a bit more to get into. But if there's been anything breaking on this too, you guys send it my way, please. Okay, this is from Gator Gar. This is Yali Gator Gar. Yeah, okay, just some account. It says, I think we got him. Ryan Routh. Shout out to People Power in the comments on my previous post. Still unconfirmed. So it seems to be confirmed by Fox News, but let's go to some of these pictures here. My dog's like, I think she's growling in her sleep. Oh, no, she's awake. What are you growling at? Okay. King Jack Strong. Warning about Ryan Routh. He is not. Oh, okay. He is not about. Warning about Ryan Routh. He is not and has never been associated with the International League or the Ukrainian Armed Forces at all. He is not and never has been a Legion recruiter. He is misrepresenting himself and lying to many people. Okay. That's very interesting. Huh. Yeah, he seems like one of those NAFO dorks to me. I knew nothing about the North Atlantic Fellas Association until they all freaking mass reported me and got my account suspended like a few years back. That was interesting. I met those idiots. And that's how I learned about Adam Kinzinger and his association with them. More posts from Ryan Routh. Official Zelensky, I am here in Kiev and want to use Independence Park to create a tent city of all the foreigners here and support to get. Okay, never mind. So most of his posts get like no traction whatsoever. So, except that one to Haiti, about Haiti, got tons of traction, and I wonder why. It's so weird. This whole thing's this thing's getting weirder and weirder. Like this guy's story. Okay, so here's a photo of him wearing, a plate carrier, American flag t-shirt, American flag scarf, and his hair is dyed in the Ukrainian colors, Ukrainian flag colors. So there's a picture of the dude. He doesn't he doesn't look like a stable individual to me, this guy. So this is the alleged shooter, Ryan Routh. Here. All right. Just freaking weird. This whole situation's weird. Let me check the chat, see if you guys got anything, any breaking news, please tell me. Let's see. Over on Twitter, Matty Bracco. Will he stay alive, though? Patsy Oswald. Yeah, I know, right? You strike me as a PC guy. No, I'm a MacBook guy. I like Mac. I've got Apple everything. Military training, you don't say. Coincidentally, he has tasks to take out someone crazy. Definitely not the CIA. He has a really weird job directing soldiers. What if he's not insane and he does have a militia? I doubt it. This guy seems like a LARPer to me, but who knows? Who freaking knows? Let's see. All right. CCPino, have you ever heard of Rescue the Republic? I would love to go. 929 in DC. It sounds like a setup, bro. Sounds like a J6 style setup. Are you kidding? man, people like me are going to stay out of DC. They're trying to throw your ass in the gulag. CC Pino, have you ever heard of Rescue the? Oh yeah, I just read that. Sorry. First shot. Let me guess. He was known to the FBI. Yep. Don't make me tap the sign again. It's a meme. Terry Wallace makes me wonder if he knows Adam Kinzinger. Oh no, like there's stuff on this right now. Those many comments are probably from today. Maybe that kind of makes sense. Yeah, maybe it was an old post though. It was from 2023. X account Ryan Routh is now down. Oh no way! That is freaking crazy. Oh wow, Terry Wallace, thank you. That's what this is a Rumble chat. Yeah, that is interesting. If you guys are watching, jump in the chat, share this post, all that's good stuff. Share, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. This is a budget production over here, guys. So yeah, super chats, all that stuff's always appreciated. Let's keep going here. So yeah, Terry Wallace, it's funny you should say the Adam Kinzinger thing. Let's keep going. So there it is. So Travis. This is Travis for Trump over on X. Happening now, Ryan Wesley Routh has been actively working with Ukraine, recruiting Afghan special forces to go fight with them. Who was he working with in the U.S. government that was allowing him to do this? So, yeah, I don't know. Was he LARPing, or so here, let's just read his post here. So this Ryan Routh is from May 4th. Soldiers, we are working on getting invitation letters from Ukraine and a path, but soldiers must be able to apply for their own visas and pay for all travel and expenses to get to Ukraine, and cannot ask any questions at all of Ukraine contracts. It will still take 6 months to a year. I do not have any time to respond to hundreds of Facebook messages. Send your passport and CV by WhatsApp, and I will respond to serious soldiers. Do not call me. WhatsApp 1-808-464-8342. If any of you guys are WhatsApp people, then I don't know. Look into that number if you can. And then he posts it in I don't know, whatever language they speak in Afghanistan. Is that Arabic? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Okay, so this guy seems, could possibly be some sort of recruiter. This shit is just getting weirder and weirder. So, yeah, you go. Oh, man. Yeah, this, putting on my tinfoil hat is the whole association to intelligence agencies is like in Ukraine. You guys know, like, the CIA overthrew the democratically elected government in Ukraine back in 2014. Now all of our involvement there, all of our intelligence, we don't have boots on the ground, but it's a proxy war with Russia. And then you got this guy that pops up, and he's saying that he has hundreds of thousands of followers or tens of thousands of soldiers at his beck and call, and he can deploy them to places. But I don't know. This shit is bizarre. But okay, there's this from Proud Dad 911 says, breaking: Trump would-be shooter Ryan Wesley Routh from Greensboro, North Carolina, may have been involved in a 2002 incident where he barricaded himself inside a roofing business. This page will not load now. Is it being scrubbed? So they scrubbed his Facebook page already. His Facebook page is apparently gone. But this is an article, and the age matches up because I think he's 52 now. So this is back in December 16th of 2002. Ryan Routh, 36, was arrested without incident at 1 a.m. Monday at United Roofing, gives the address, in Greensboro. Police said Routh was pulled, blah, blah, blah. The page won't load. So are they scrubbing the internet of this guy's story? This whole thing is weird, man. This thing is just super weird. All right. So this is from Amuse over on X. And sorry there. What the heck? Why did it? I feel like that came out of the wrong speakers. Hold on really quick. Yeah, I feel like that came out of the wrong speakers there. CZ Pino, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for keeping their feet to the fire. Oh, I appreciate you, man. That is always always appreciated. You know, you're like my third Rumble rant over there on Rumble that I've never gotten a penny from Rumble. I've never got a penny from Rumble or YouTube. So thank you, sir. I much appreciate it. If you guys are watching over on X, and you want to support the show, there's a little tip icon by my name if you want to help support the show. Let's see. I don't know why that came out of the wrong speakers there. Sorry, I'm just doing a little on-air troubleshooting. Let's see. He has a really weird job direction. Okay, that's already, I already read that. Nutty Brocco. Okay, let's keep going here. So, oh man, was I even sharing those other? I guess it doesn't matter, but I don't think I was sharing that with you guys. Let's go to this one here. So this is from Amuse. He says, second Trump assassin, Ryan Wesley Routh, was connected to Rep. Adam Kinzinger. So Terry Wallace was connected to Rep. Adam Kinzinger through his support of Ukraine. He's being interviewed by Newsweek about his efforts to recruit mercenaries to fight in Ukraine. Okay, so this is older, but this is a legit like investigative journalism thing that Newsweek did. And this is an interview with them. And he claims, you know, judging by his posts and everything else and what he says in this video, he claims to be recruiting mercenaries to fight in Ukraine. And he was also acting like he could deploy them to Taiwan. So who is this guy? What is his actual involvement with Ukraine? Is he LARPing? Is this all just BS? Or, I mean, if he's doing what he claims to be doing in his posts and his videos, he would have to have a connection to intelligence agencies. The reason he says he has a connection to Adam Kinzinger is because of the whole NAFO stuff, the North Atlanta Fellows Organization. Those are the little nerds that all their posts are about Ukraine, and they got the little Shiba Inu emojis, all of them. They're freaking a bunch of trolls, bunch of Fed accounts and LARPers. But anyway, we'll keep going. Let's watch this video of Ryan Wesley Routh doing an interview with Newsweek. This should be interesting. Let's see what he has to say here.
Tell me who you are and why are you here?
I'm 56 from the U.S. From North Carolina originally. So live in Hawaii now. So flew all the way from Hawaii here. So the question as far as why I'm here, to me, you know, a lot of the other conflicts are gray, but this conflict is definitely black and white. This is about good versus evil. This is a storybook. You know, any movie we've ever watched, this is definitely evil against good. I mean,
this guy doesn't seem like an intelligence agency asset to me. This guy sounds like he's off his freaking rocker. But I don't know. Maybe those are the type of the people that intelligence agencies like to recruit, people that are off their freaking rockers. I mean, come to think of it, yeah, maybe he does fit the bill.
we're battling a situation here where, you know, the Ukrainians and the rest of the world are caring and kind and generous and unselfish and take care of one another. And it's just a matter of, you know, we need to stand up for that. That is the most important thing in the world, is just to show human beings that we're kind and we're caring and that we take care of one another and that the world is united so that we feed each other and make sure that, you know, we all move forward as one collective whole unit. So, you know, we feel the pain of one country's failure and their conflicts, and we enjoy the successes of other countries that are doing good, and we all work together. And for some reason, Russia does not grasp this concept that we're all one unit, and we have to get along and work together and be normal human beings. This is 2022. We have to work together. It seems asinine that we have a leader in a country that does not understand the concept of being unselfish and being generous and being kind and just the basic moral values that are required by human beings these days. It blows my mind.
Okay. It's just weird. So that was back in 2022. He doesn't talk about recruiting at all in this video. So that's kind of interesting. So freaking bizarre. What is this guy's deal? All right. This is from ALX over here on Twitter. I think he's with I think ALX is with Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson, one of the people that just got wrapped up in that whole what was that tenant media crap. Him, Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, and Matt Christensen were all sort of doing work under that umbrella. There was work that they were already doing. They just sort of licensed their work to tenant media and allowed them to put stuff on their channel. And that was run by Lauren Chen. And well, nobody's heard from Lauren Chen or her husband, because apparently there was some French investor, allegedly French investor, and now they're saying that this French investor was actually Russian. And they're saying that he paid Lauren Chen $10 million to, create this media organization, this online media organization, and recruit people like Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, Matt Christensen. There's some other people under that umbrella as well. And, like Tim Pool had his Culture War podcast. I think it was the Culture War podcast that would just air on Tenet Media. I think it was that one. It might've been some other show that he did. And then Matt Christensen did his Wednesday night show over on Tenet Media. It used to just be on his channel. And he would also release, like shorter videos that he did over on Tenet Media. But that whole thing is weird too, because everybody in unison was like, look, all these people that worked for Tenet Media are now like Russian propagandists. They're spreading Russian propaganda. When it was still the same content that they would have been posting, whether it was under their own umbrella or it was under Tenet Media's umbrella. And it's not like they got paid individually $10 million each, and $10 million to run an online media organization when you're, recruiting multiple creators. It's not a shit ton of money. So anyway, Matt Christensen seems to think that this whole thing was basically like a wrap-up smear. You ever heard Nancy Pelosi talk about the wrap-up smear, where, this allegedly Russian propagandist dude that created Tenet Media with Lauren Chen, or invested with Lauren Chen to create this, they're alleging that he wasn't French, he was actually Russian. Well, what if the whole thing was a setup to bust them and say, look at all these Russian propagandists? Anyway, that's sort of Matt Christensen's thinking of it in a nutshell. Matt Christensen, if I'm portraying that poorly, I apologize, and please correct me if you want to, even though you don't watch the show. Why would you? All right, let's keep going here. So yeah, ALX says Meta has already scrubbed the Facebook page of the would-be Trump assassin Ryan Routh, which watch it disappear in real time, he says here. So this is somebody that's on his page, also with the MacBook. Then boop, it's gone. This content isn't available right now. Let's see, what does it say when it pops up? This content isn't available right now. When this happens, it's usually because the owner only shared it with a small group of people, changed who can see it, or it's been deleted. Okay, so it looks like his account on Facebook has been scrubbed, and other weird stuff is probably happening. Again, if you guys have any breaking news on this whatsoever since the show started in the last hour, please DM me. Put it in the chat, because this whole situation seems weird. Was this guy really like recruiting people to go to Ukraine? I mean, this just seems freaking bizarre to me, but I don't know. This whole thing's freaking weird. Whole thing is bizarre for sure. All right, let's keep going here. It's probably maybe a bit of a shorter episode tonight. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure, because I only got a couple other things that I brought up. I thought this was going to take me like 2 hours to get through. In reality, it only took about an hour. So we'll go over to the Kamala Harris stuff that I want to talk about. So let's see. We'll go to this one. Actually, let me check the DMs really quick. Come over here. Bear with me, folks. I want to check to see if anybody has sent me any important information I should share with you guys while I'm live. No, I think we're good. Okay. All right. I think we're good. Okay. Let's keep going here. Let's go over to Matt Batzel over on the Twitter. And let's talk a little bit about the debate, even though, let's talk a little bit about the debate and Kamala just completely contradicting herself. So she says that she doesn't want to take anyone's firearms, but she also said that she doesn't want to end fracking. She goes back and forth a lot on her positions. I mean, just blatant, I don't want to end fracking, and then blatant, I do want to end fracking, and then blatant, I'm not going to take your firearms, and then blatant, I want to ban assault weapons. It's not even flip-flopping. It's just completely telling opposite things. You're not even like kind of changing your mind. You're just saying whatever you need to say to, win over whoever you're talking to at the time. So here's Matt Bartzel. Yeah, Matt Batzel, sorry, over on X. And this is a video of Kamala just completely arguing with herself, debating with herself. Here's Kamala debating herself on confiscating guns. So it's a quick video.
Clear my position on fracking. And then this business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away. So stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
Okay.
What would you do about the millions of specifically assault weapons that are already in circulation? What do you do about those?
Well, there are approximately 5 million, to your point, Craig. We have to have.
And again, really quick, assault weapons, they always say. Anyone, please define what an assault weapon is to me. Please. I would love to hear it.
A buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program. It's got to be smart. We got to do it the right way.
Clear my position on fracking. And then this business about taking
So there she is. One more time.
everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away. So
We're not taking anyone's guns away. Then what does she post the next day? Seriously, or like, what is it, the 14th? Oh, this was yesterday. So whenever the debate was, and then yesterday, seriously, yesterday, she posts this. Vice President Harris. This is from Vice President Kamala Harris. Ban assault weapons. That is ban, make them illegal overnight. So if you don't turn them in, you become a criminal. We're not taking anyone's guns away, she says in the freaking debate. Just straight up, we're not taking anyone's guns away. And then she posts this like 4 days later, ban assault weapons. So a mandatory buyback. To make it very clear to all of the people out there that support a assault weapons ban or a mandatory buyback, what you are supporting is mass shootouts. You're supporting the death of American citizens, and you're supporting the death of police officers is what you're supporting when you support an assault weapons ban or a gun buyback. Because this is how it will play out. People aren't going to comply with a gun buyback, and then they will be made criminals overnight. Now, there isn't supposed to be a list. They're not allowed to have a list of who has assault weapons. That's something that they want, or weapons in general. They're not allowed to have a list, even though California does it. Every time you buy a new firearm, the serial numbers, you're put on a list of what firearm you own. And anyway, they would find out who has assault weapons, and they would start having to go door to door to take firearms from people. Inevitably, this would lead to people saying, I'm not giving up my guns, come and take them. And there would be firefights. There would be shootouts at people's houses, and people would die. It's what would happen. Additionally, it wouldn't do anything to take existing illegal weapons off the street already. You think the people in Oakland that have Glock switches, extended magazines, California has very strict gun laws here. You have to have a big stupid fin. You're not allowed to have pistol grips on your semi-automatic rifle. You can't have more than 10 rounds in your magazine, whether it's a handgun, a rifle, any type of firearm. You can't have more than 10 rounds. Obviously, fully automatic weapons have been illegal since the 80s. Well, they have what's called Glock switches out here. They call them buttons. They're little plastic things that you put on the back of your firearm, and it makes it cycle. You hold down the trigger, and it'll cycle until the mag's empty. Fully automatic. Then you have all the people that have those big giant magazines, the drum magazines and stuff. All of that's not legal in California. They exist already. So if you created an assault weapons ban and had a mandatory gun buyback program, those guns are still going to exist. All you're doing is taking the firearms away from people that already follow the law. They already purchased their weapons legally. And what you've done to those people already is put them at a disadvantage against criminals who aren't going to go by the 10-round magazine laws. They're going to have fully automatic weapons. So when Kamala says ban assault weapons, what she's saying is kill Americans. That's it. An assault weapons ban or a mandatory gun buyback will lead to dead Americans. Period. End of story. And a lot of them. This isn't Australia. This isn't Australia where people are just going to comply like they did back in 1996 and just hand in their weapons. It's not going to happen here. There's more firearms than there are people. People don't understand exactly how many firearms exist in America. Our entire country was built around a firearms culture. There's no putting that smoke back in the box. There's no putting that genie back in the bottle. There's no putting that toothpaste back in the tube, as they say. If you try to take firearms from people, people will die. Law enforcement, civilians, that's what will happen. So when anyone, including Kamala Harris, says ban assault weapons, what she's saying is kill Americans. That's it. So that's my rant on that one. Let's keep going here. So let's look at some of the lies that Kamala Harris told during the debate, because this was kind of insane. Actually, let's go over to Kyle Becker first here. So I want to share this with you guys. So let's see. Okay, we're so good. So let's go over to Kyle Becker. Kyle says, and this is from, I think it's from today. Yeah, it's from today. So he says, breaking. So, I mean, the Trump assassination attempt sure took the spotlight off of this, but we should talk about it. ABC News whistleblower swears under penalty of perjury that Kamala Harris campaign dictated the terms of the questions during the presidential debate. Furthermore, the Harris campaign insisted upon live fact-checking of Donald Trump during the debate. ABC News fact-checked Trump at least 5 times and did not fact-check Harris once, despite the Democratic candidate telling provable lies such as the Fine People hoax and the bloodbath hoax. The whistleblower signed the affidavit in New York and has sent a copy to Speaker Mike Johnson. The notarized document states, the unnamed individual states that he or she is in possession of secret recordings that will prove that ABC News rigged the presidential debate. ABC News committed election interference. This is a massive scandal. And it is a huge scandal. This is possibly the only debate that they're going to have. And it's like a football game that has an umpire that's going to call all the plays against all the penalties against one team. All the penalties are going to go in one direction. Does it ensure that the other team is going to win? Like without a doubt, ensure that the other team is going to win? No, but it sure skews the game in that direction. And that's exactly what happened here in the debate. I mean, you guys saw it. If you guys watched the whole debate through, I mean, which I did because I'm a nerd, the debate was freaking boring. And most people just watch clips of it because you got, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. That clip that went viral, somebody put music to it. Somebody put it over the theme song for Garfield, and it was freaking hilarious. But like, those are the clips that went wild. The thing was, if you watch the debate, you would see it was
in Springfield.
It was quite insane. The moderators, Trump would say something, and then the moderators would actually say, that's actually not true because of this, this, and this. You're like, what? Wait a minute. This is the moderator. You're not supposed to be debating with the debater. Like, what are you talking about? This is insane. You're the moderator. You're supposed to let the two people debate. You're not doing any fact checking. That's done by people watching the debate. That's done against the other person debating. You don't do that. And if you are going to do that, if you're going to make this new form of debate and have fact checking, you got to do it to both candidates. And Kamala, in a row, within like a 2-minute period, told 3 giant lies. To me, the biggest one was the officers died on January 6th. It was insane. And she's obviously referring to Officer Brian Sicknick, who was the New York Times came out and said that he was bludgeoned to death with a fire extinguisher. And many people still believe that because they told that as the initial story. All the other news outlets completely ran with it. Police officer Brian Sicknick was bludgeoned to death with a fire extinguisher. Everybody ran with it. And it was just told nonstop for like a 24-hour, 48-hour news cycle. And then what happens? Comes out, it's like, no, there's no footage of this. It didn't actually happen. There's footage of some guy throwing a fire extinguisher through the air, and it like hit the helmet of one of the Capitol Police officers, but that wasn't Brian Sicknick, and it wasn't what they were talking about. And that officer was fine. And Brian Sicknick didn't even die on January 6th. He died the following day from a stroke, a freaking stroke. And then they tried to equate his stroke to being exposed to pepper spray. This is what they tried to equate it to. You know, it's much more likely that you die of a stroke being exposed to pepper spray than if you take an experimental injection that's mandated by the government. And you got to ask, Brian Sicknick had a stroke. I wonder if Capitol Police officers got early access to this experimental injection that was going around in early 2020. You guys remember that? So that was a huge provable lie that Kamala told. Officers died on January 6th. No, they didn't. Just flat out. No officers died on January 6th. Like that could have been the fact check. Actually, Kamala missed, Vice President Harris. No officers were in fact killed on January 6th. You could have just said that. You could have added, if you wanted, Officer Brian Sicknick died of a stroke the following day. And the whole thing was sick. And I'll play some clips actually from it. So let's see. This is the killing the cats. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs clip. I think this is the one that was going viral. Let's see. Oops. What did I do here?
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this
somebody turned that into a song. And I haven't made any comment on that type of thing because I don't know how true it is, but there are people saying that, the stray cat population seems to have just disappeared, and people they're going to city council meetings and going up to the microphone and saying like, yeah, they're, going to parks and they're taking the geese and the ducks and stuff. So I don't know if it's true, but the fact remains that if you bring 20,000 Haitian illegal immigrants into Springfield, Ohio, a town with a very small population of like 50,000, what do you expect to happen? Do you think it's just going to be some big freaking commie share fest kumbaya? It's not going to work out well. You're going to have some cultural clashes there. But, and how'd they get there anyway? Did they walk to Springfield, Ohio? No, the government flew them there. They're importing illegal immigrants and sending them throughout the country. That should be the news story. Not they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, which they might be. Who knows? I'm not sure. Still up in the air. But there's 20,000 illegal Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio, a town with a small population. It's a problem. It's a bit of a problem. Okay, let's keep going. I want to, what did I do here? Let's play Kamala's actual lies. So here's the lies of the debate. So this is a post from me. I just pulled all mine up. This is her lying about the January 6th officers. So just flat out, bold-faced lie. Here it is.
President of the United States incited a violent mob.
And so it's actually two lies in one. He did not. He said peacefully and patriotically march to the Capitol. Remember, they impeached him for this, trying to say that he incited an insurrection, and the didn't go through. It's like basically in a court of law that didn't happen. So that's the first lie in a 17-second clip, that he incited the violent mob
To attack our nation's capital, to desecrate our nation's capital. On that day, 140 law enforcement officers were injured, and some died.
So some, not even saying that one officer died. She's saying that some died. Two bold-faced lies in a 17-second clip. Okay, we'll keep going. Why didn't she get fact checked? Oh, right. That's because the whole thing was rigged to make Kamala look good and only fact check President Trump. Let's go to another lie that Kamala told, and ABC did not fact check her at all. So this is the find people on both sides hoax that you guys could pull it up. It's when Trump was, the Charlottesville thing, when Trump said there's very fine people on both sides, but I'm not talking about those neo-Nazis. They should be condemned completely, is what he says, and everybody clips it completely out of context. When he condemns the neo-Nazis, but he's talking about other fine people on both sides of the argument, and he's actually talking about leftists, saying that there's fine people. If anything, it's a good thing that he's acknowledging that the other side aren't all evil people, unlike what Kamala does. So here's her talking about the very fine people hoax again, something that pretty much everybody knows is hogwash. ABC doesn't correct her. Oh, that wasn't a good place to stop. Look at Trump's face. That wasn't a good one. Oh, crap. I didn't even share it. I apologize. Let's play this again. Sorry. I know you guys are probably telling me in the chat, you're not playing it. I apologize. Let's play it again.
This is not an isolated situation. Let's remember Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side.
How wonderful. All right, let me check the chat. Hopefully I played the last clip. Thank you, First Shot. I appreciate it. Let's see. I hope I played the first clip for you guys. First Shot. Did I at least play the first Kamala clip, the J6 one, talking about Officer Brian Sicknick, cops dying? Hopefully I played that one for you guys. We'll keep going here. Okay, let's keep going. There's one more lie that Kamala told. This is the bloodbath one. And I'll go back and I'll play the January 6th one again, just in case I missed it. So here's Kamala's third lie. And these are all consecutive, by the way. I could have done this as one clip and it would have been like 3 minutes long of her just saying lie after lie after lie. No fact check from ABC News.
This is not an isolated situation. Let's remember Charlottesville.
Oh, my bad. I pulled up the same clip twice. I did. Damn it. Yeah, I did. Dang it. Oh, well. Well, she says immediately after this one, she says the bloodbath thing where if Trump doesn't get into office, he said there's going to be a bloodbath when he was clearly talking about the bloodbath in the automotive industry if he doesn't get elected because of all of their Agenda 2035 things that they want to impose, like how Gavin Newsom's making it illegal to sell anything but electric cars in California after like 2030 or 2035 or something like that. Like that's what they're doing here. And that's what he was referring to. There's going to be a bloodbath in the automotive industry. But Kamala, she knows that too. She just ignored that and decided to go with her own talking points. So, yeah, there's that. All right. CNN, believe it or not, actually called her out. It's kind of crazy. So this is from Johnny Maga. He says, CNN just aired a 3-minute segment exposing Kamala's absolutely insane record. It left Aaron Burnett in shock. Taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She actually said this, and she supported that. Kamala declined to comment. So there's a little bit of a longer clip, but let's play it here. It's 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and we're going to play this whole thing.
Tonight, Kamala Harris releasing details of her policy positions for the first time on her campaign website. A K-file investigation has uncovered, meantime, a 2019 questionnaire. And in this questionnaire, Harris laid out some much more liberal stances, among them on immigration. So in 2019, in what K-file found, she said she would cut funding to ICE, writing, quote, Our immigrant detention system is out of control, and I believe we must end the unfair incarceration of thousands of individuals, families, and children. I was one of the first senators after President Trump was elected to advocate for a decrease in funding to ICE. Well, now, of course, she's touting the Biden administration's executive order to crack down on the border. K-File's Andrew Kaczynski joins me now. Andrew, that's pretty incredible on its own when you're talking about what you found here on ICE. What else did you find?
Yeah, and this was a questionnaire that she filled out for the ACLU. And this questionnaire is really an interesting snapshot in time of that 2019 Democratic primary. Kamala Harris was trying to get to the left of Bernie Sanders. She was trying to get to the left of Elizabeth Warren. And you really see that in a lot of these answers. And I want to walk our viewers through a little bit of what she said. Let's just take immigration and look at what she said here. She said on immigration, she made this open-ended pledge to end immigrant detention. She said she supported taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She also said she
taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She actually said she supported that.
She both wrote and answered in the affirmative when she was asked this. And she said she also supported it for federal prisoners. Now, she also pledged to slash immigration detention by 50%, close all family and private facilities, and decrease funding for ICE, and then the end ICE detainers with local law enforcement.
I mean, these are things that, you know, it would be hard to think that you would come up with taxpayer funding gender transitions for detained migrants, and yet this, as you say, written and verbally. You know, what else, you know, did you find?
Well, let's take a look at her answer here on drugs. She got asked about, the question from the ACLU was, since drug use is better addressed as a public health issue through treatment and other programming, will you support the decriminalization at the federal level of all drug possession for personal use? And Harris answers yes. Now, what would that mean? Well, it mean the federal all drug possession. That's not just marijuana, which she alluded to in her answer to this question, but it also would mean
it's federal level of all drug possession,
fentanyl, crack,
use.
Yes.
So, believe it or not, this is not the decriminalization, but the legalization of all drugs. I know a ton of you guys don't agree with me on this, but I actually kind of agree with. Hear me out. If you legalize drugs, make all of them legal, heroin, cocaine, all the drugs, there's going to be competition, and it's going to be regulated by health industry. So you can't have super dirty drugs. If you do what Kamala does, and I know a lot of you guys aren't going to agree with me, you shouldn't be able to go to liquor stores or drug stores that have all these things and just buy them right off the shelves. I know some of you guys will disagree with me. It's not really the point. The point is, what Kamala is advocating for is the decriminalization of drugs, meaning if you get caught using drugs, dealing drugs, or you're on drugs, you won't get arrested. You won't go to jail. You won't serve time. What that plays out as, how that manifests itself, is what you have in San Francisco. You have drug dealers dealing drugs on corners, and the cops can't bust them. And when that's accompanied by sanctuary state policies, you have illegal immigrant drug dealers from Honduras, who are called the Hondos in San Francisco, dealing drugs to locals and people that come from all over the country to go to California because of our weather to be homeless and our drug policies. And also, you can get a monthly debit card where they will quite literally pay you to be homeless on the streets. So what this looks like in practice when you decriminalize drugs is you've got the illegal drug dealers operating with impunity. It's still against the law, but they can't do anything because it's not really against the law. It's decriminalized, like theft under $950. It's a misdemeanor. So you just get a ticket now. They're not going to waste their resources on arresting people for misdemeanors. So you got the drug dealers. Then you've got the actual people using drugs and consuming drugs on the streets. And then you've got taxpayer-funded NGOs walking around handing out meth pipes and fentanyl needles so people can actively use on the streets. And then they have these things called safe consumption sites that are nothing more than a rundown old hotel that's dilapidated and stuff doesn't work. And you end up with people in there shitting and pissing everywhere, essentially, and injecting themselves with drugs and doing crack. And it's a scene out of Train Spotting. It's horrific. And this is what leftist policies look like. It's insane. Sorry. That's the difference between legalizing drugs and decriminalizing drugs. It's not the same thing. So many libertarians might be like, I actually support her with the decriminalizing drugs thing. Well, no, you don't, because you're not actually legalizing drugs, making it so stores could open that sell clean drugs. There's competition, so price will come down, the quality of drugs will go up. People won't be overdosing like crazy. In theory, if you legalized drugs and there was competition and that was regulated for quality of drugs, you would have less death, you would have less addiction, and people would be able to manage it better. In theory, I don't know how it works out. I'm not quite sure exactly where I stand on the issue, but I do lean towards legalizing drugs, not decriminalizing. That's what you have in San Francisco right now. But anyway, that's not really the point. I'm just saying the difference between legalizing drugs and decriminalizing drugs. Kamala wants to decriminalize drugs, meaning you get San Francisco everywhere. She wants to do it at a federal level. And that means cartels are going to have a field day.
Cocaine, things like that. Yeah.
Have they responded to you on her changes on these issues?
So we did put this question to the Harris campaign about the entire ACLU questionnaire, and the Harris campaign didn't answer any questions from CNN. Instead, they just provided a statement from an unnamed Harris campaign advisor that just said the vice president's positions have been shaped by 3 years of effective governance as part of the Biden-Harris administration. Now, they declined to CNN to elaborate on what those positions were. And then they also provided this statement, which they attributed to a spokesperson saying, as president, she will take that same pragmatic approach, focusing on common sense solutions for the sake of progress. So where does she stand on this, all this questionnaire today? We don't know, and they won't say.
It's pretty incredible stuff. And thank you very much.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Andrew, K-File for this reporting.
All right, I apologize here. My computer's running slow again. All right, because I actually want to play. I'll end the show with the different clip here. But let's keep going with the Kamala stuff. I already talked about the Kyle Becker, the whistleblower. The whistleblower, I don't know if they're with ABC News, or some insider with the Kamala campaign, but they rigged the election. Or not the election, sorry, the debate. Well, yeah, maybe 2022. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the debate that was rigged towards Kamala Harris, and they agreed that they would only fact check Donald Trump, which is just not surprising at all. But all right, folks, something's playing in my headphones and I can't control it. Come on. All right. So, all right, we'll play this. I got two more clips I'm going to play for you guys. So this is from a dude over on TikTok that says, Cash Unite over on TikTok. And it's kind of it's a bit of a tinfoily video, but it's interesting. It's interesting who Kamala Harris follows on her, I think it's on Facebook. And this guy that he stumbled across who has some interesting connections. He's an interesting guy. And a lot of people sidetracked. A lot of people, or sidebar, I should say, people know that Joe Biden isn't running the show. He's going to do whatever he's told, and he's just a shell of a man. Well, Kamala Harris is more of the same. It's the same thing. She's not going to be the one making the decisions if she makes it into office. This intelligence apparatus that's running in the background, who nobody really knows who's running the country right now, that same apparatus will be the ones that are in charge if Kamala Harris becomes elected. And that's the way they want it to stay. And that's, in my opinion, why they were trying so hard to make Nikki Haley the actual nominee for the Republican side. The illusion of choice. They would have been fine with either one of these candidates, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, whoever ended up being the Democratic nominee, and then Nikki Haley on the other side. If the Republicans win, doesn't really matter, because Nikki Haley's going to do exactly what she's told to. You guys with me? The intelligence apparatus the one really running the country. That's why Trump is such a huge threat to them, because he's a wild card. He's not going to play ball. He's going to do whatever he freaking feels like. Some people won't agree with that statement. That is the conclusion that I've come to. That, yeah, I don't think Trump is some savior. I don't think that he's some genius that has it all figured out and he's going to save the country. But I do think that the intelligence apparatus that is currently running the country is scared to death that if he gets back in there, he's going to be like a wrecking ball. And he is going to, people are going to go to prison. And he's going to expose some serious lies, things that he said he was going to expose before, like the JFK stuff, and never did, unfortunately. Well, people think that that's going to happen now. And Trump is a complete wild card. And that's why they can't allow him back into office, especially after all the collusion that they've had with big tech, the corporate press, trying to use lawfare against him. All that stuff. They can't allow him back into office. So that's why they inserted Kamala Harris into the Democratic nomination and kicked Joe Biden out. Because after Joe Biden's horrible debate, they saw that Trump is going to win. Trump is going to beat freaking Biden no matter how much they can rig the election in his favor. And you've heard me say tons of times that I think that they could overcome as much as like a 10 to 15 to even maybe even 20% swing. That if Trump wins, it's going to be because it was like he got 80% of the vote or something like that. Because you can only cheat so much. You can't, it's impossible to cheat to the point where all of America can't tell that obviously the election was rigged. Anyway. So all of that, knowing that Kamala is just going to be another, empty president that just does whatever she's told, and the intelligence agencies are really going to be running the country, sort of keep all of that in mind with the context of this video. So it's a little tinfoily, but thought I'd play it.
Can I have a look at what I just found on Kamala Harris's Instagram? If you go through the people she follows, you'll find something very, very strange. Pretty much all of them are either actors, celebrities, athletes, or political figures. But then you'll find someone called John Doe. So I did some digging on John, and you're not going to believe what I found. We know Kamala's flip-flopped on policy, but let me tell you, Big Johnny makes it pretty clear what the agenda is. Besides the traceable donations to the Dems, let me lay out why I think he could be one of the puppet masters behind their agenda. He's on the board of a number of key companies, the first of which is Google, which we now know has been extremely active in censorship.
Right, extremely active in censorship. You can't really tell where the CIA ends and Google begins because of all of the former CIA agents on the board of Google. There's like 9 of them. It's no joke. Fact check me. There's a whole bunch of former CIA that are essentially running Google. And you know what they say in the CIA? Once you become CIA, you're CIA for life. So it's also rumored that Google was partially started by the CIA. So there's that.
Most recently when they stifled the viewership of the attempted Trump assassination and only showed Kamala search results when you'd search for Trump. He was also an early investor in Twitter and very active in the decision-making during Jack Dorsey's ownership. He's a part of Bono's One Organization, Bill Gates's The Pledge, but the most crazy involvement has to be Forward.us, which he co-founded alongside Zuckerberg. It's essentially aimed at fast-tracking citizenship for immigrants in the US, and some of the rhetoric is quite alarming. I mean, look at this.
And I should have brought up the clip. I actually had it pulled up and I dropped it down because I didn't feel like it fit in tonight's show. The clip of Chuck Schumer talking about how, yeah, we need to just give all of the illegal immigrants here that he's talking about, the 11 million of them at the time, because this was like a year or two ago, says we need to give them legalized citizen status. We just need to make them all citizens. And that is the end goal of this. They want to do to the American election system what California has done to its election system. It's a uniparty here. The Republicans are non-existent. They have no impact on California elections whatsoever. We have universal mail-in ballots in California. You have legalized ballot harvesting. You're not even allowed to show your ID in order to get a ballot. We have like a month to vote and then a month for them to count the votes. The DMV automatically registers people to vote. And then illegal immigrants are allowed to get driver's licenses in California. They've made it illegal to hand count ballots in California. California elections are rigged in every possible way. There might be a few ways that I haven't thought of yet, but every way that they currently have possible to rig elections, I mean, just the mail-in ballots by themselves, just that. Everyone gets mailed a ballot. That by itself is insane in terms of having a legitimate, secure election. This was all normalized through COVID. Somehow, everybody has just been like, yep, it's totally normal now. When COVID happened, we can't have people going to the ballot boxes. We can't have people coming on the day of election to vote. So what we're going to do is we're going to send everybody a ballot. And then they just kept it as if that's normal, as if that's a normal thing to do, as if that you can still have just as secure elections when everyone gets mailed a ballot. People change addresses, people die, all sorts of stuff. There's all sorts of problems with mail-in ballots. Just that by itself is enough to rig the elections. Then you can't have ID. That by itself, no ID to vote. That by itself can rig the elections enough. Ballot harvesting. People can walk around, go to old folks' homes and be like, hey, did you get your ballot? Well, I can take that in for you. Just fill it out and I can take it in for you. And they, can tell who filled out what. They can stand over their shoulder while they're filling it out. Oh, this person voted for Trump. Throw that one away. Turn this one in. Or they coerce them into voting in a certain direction. Ballot harvesting. Just that by itself rigs the elections. Well, California's the model. California's the model for the entire country. That's what they want to do. They want to, in every aspect, everything that's going on in California is what they want for the rest of the country. Where'd Kamala come from? Yes, folks. She came from California. It's insane. It's freaking insane. So Kamala came from California, the East Bay of California, and she was the Attorney General of California. She was the district attorney in San Francisco, I believe. Either that or it was Alameda, where Pamela Price is currently the district attorney. She was a senator. All of these policies, all of these insane things that are happening in California are the result of Kamala Harris's policies, because she's just in line. She's in line with Gavin Newsom. She's in line with Nancy Pelosi, freaking all the other horrible politicians that come out of California, Scott Wiener, freaking Swalwell, whole bunch that I'm forgetting and just not thinking of off the top of my head right now. But this is what I've played this before. I recorded this video that I'm about to play to you guys. This is 12th Street in Oakland, and it's worse than a tent city. They allow people to just build homes out of trash, discarded materials. It's a fire hazard. Just this is what they want for the rest of the country, people. This is what Kamala Harris helped build. This is it. This is what Kamala helped build. That's what Kamala wants for the rest of the country, people. That is what she wants. So, yeah, if you want Kamala to California, your country, vote for Kamala Harris. That is what she wants. So that is it, folks. That is pretty much all I have for tonight. But we live in a wild, wild time. Another assassination attempt on Donald Trump. The debate was rigged against Donald Trump. Kamala, California politics. That's what they want for the rest of the country. So, yeah, that is it. And yeah, if you guys got anything in the chat, if there's been any breaking news, please let me know. But yeah, I think we're gonna call it there. It's not quite, almost a full show. I got through the Trump assassination stuff much faster than I thought I would. So, all you guys for hanging out, I really appreciate it. First Shot, CC Pino. Let's see, Wally World. Thank you. No, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Dog's making noises over there. Donna Nana, Maddie Bracco over there on X. Oh, Safeguard. I didn't even see this. Firearms, semi-automatic, mandatory. Yeah, I agree. Safeguard. ABC's Bill Muir impromptly interjected himself when he said it didn't sound like it was me in regard to. Didn't sound like it to me in regard to. I'm not sure what you meant there. That was early on in the show though. So, all right, yeah. Again, First Shot, Terry Wallace, CC Pino, Hallucinate, Safe Ground, Wally World, Donna Nana, Maddie Bracco. All you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. You guys are the best. Always appreciated. Yeah, well, you know how we do it. Before we get out of here, we got to tell a joke from the greatest book ever written, The Truth About Chuck Norris. Next week, I will be having a guest. I believe Mel K is coming on my show. Mel K from the Mel K Show, and she is awesome. If you guys don't know her, go check her out on Rumble. Mel K. She is a warrior for all things America first. Really, she does a lot of speaking out against the UN stuff that's going on right now, the World Economic Forum, all that kind of crap. So tune in next Sunday. Should be a fun episode. My dog is she really wants me to feed her. So, all right, let's see. What do we got for tonight's Chuck Norris joke of the evening? Okay, this is a long one. So, okay. I don't know if this is going to be funny. It's a long joke, so I'll try not to butcher it for you guys. Again, thank you everyone for hanging out. I'll see you next Sunday. Let's see, one more chat. Hallucinate, she is great. Okay, is awesome. All right. So, Chuck Norris joke of the evening. Chuck Norris's girlfriend once asked him how much would I butchered it already. Chuck Norris's girlfriend once asked him how much would a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Chuck Norris then shouted, "How dare you rhyme in the presence of Chuck Norris?" and ripped out her throat. Holding his girlfriend's bloody throat in his hand, he bellowed, "Don't fuck with Chuck." 2 years and 5 months later, he realized the irony of his statement and laughed so hard that anyone within a 100-mile radius of the blast went deaf. And on that note, stay CaliBased. That was terrible.